On the spot topic, debate or not, or any other such situation scenarios, on the spot topic is something which we are always worried about. We don't know what to expect, and suddenly there is a topic which could actually put us in a spot of bother. So how do we deal with it? See, ideal situation is we know something about the topic, whatever the topic may be, right? So the ideal situation is we are prepared or we have some knowledge about it. What if we end up having nothing in our head regarding this particular topic that is being given? So that is a situation we have to deal with. Group discussion is a little different, but when it comes to debate, unless otherwise we are prepared for a topic somewhere, it's going to be really, really difficult. Okay, so on the spot topic, how do we start preparing? We don't know the topic, but we have to start today. How do we do that? Start reading, start listening about many topics, about many current affairs that's happening around you. Current affairs is nothing but anything and everything that's happening locally and globally. It need not be just political or economical factors. It can be sports, it can be medicine, it can be science, it can be technology, it can be legal, it can be a war happening somewhere, it can be space, right? It can be anything and everything. It can be a local politician, it can be anything. I mean, if anything and everything. All right. So you start, once we start gathering this information on a daily basis, we store such information, we um, form pockets in our head where each information goes to a particular pocket appropriately. And if we can gestate this pockets over a period of time, then our brain easily captures such information from around. You just don't have to spend time later on, right? Once you start it, it's difficult to gather these pockets. But once you do it over a period of time, then your brain is accustomed to gather such information and put it in the right pocket so that you can use it whenever you need it. How do you do that? Start reading and listening a lot, right? Develop awareness on a lot of topics. That's what I said, current affairs, anything and everything that happens around you. And just understand this, you need to be updating about the current affairs that's happening, right? So there is something that happened today, tomorrow there is a different dimension that um, you know um, topic could have taken. So we have to be well aware of those changes that's happening every day, day to day, week to week. So we need to keep monitoring these changes and new information, new facts that coming in. We'll have to update ourselves, and then it becomes easier, right? We need to get in a lot of facts. These days, facts are something which keeps changing. How do facts keep changing? Because the source keeps changing. The source can generate falsified facts, right? We don't know that. So we'll have to be very careful about what are the facts that we actually allow to gestate in our brain pockets, and what to block. So we have to be very careful about choosing such facts as well. And based on these facts that you think are really facts, then you start developing your opinions. Understand the dynamics. Why this happened? Why didn't this person do this? Why didn't this happen? Why did this happen? Why shouldn't this have happened few years back? Why now? See, all these are questions that one might always get, and we always don't get an answer to it. Try and get answers to all these questions, and then these dynamics we start understanding these dynamics, and based on which forming an opinion, framing an opinion becomes easier, right? And then, even after framing an opinion on a particular topic, you have to be very, very open to accept new facts that come up, which can even change our opinion. There is the ego in terms of accepting new facts, because I am accepting that I'm wrong about it, right? So that is something which stops us from accepting new facts. We can't do that. Understanding this way, we are prepared, well prepared for all the topics that happens around us, current affairs. All right, this is something which cannot be possible for everything that happens around. See, that's the objective. We try and go there. We try and understand what is the objective. How do we uh, understand and perceive and uh, gather knowledge, information about everything around us, right? So we can't be um, sure about all the things that are happening around us. That's a fact. But then, by doing this, we will have some kind of pocket information somewhere which can be utilized during a debate. We can't be blank, that's for sure. We won't be blank, right? So, ensure we have all these things done over a period of time and then we are prepared for a debate. Okay, but again, if you actually look at how debates are done, right? You have YouTube videos. Just look at how debates are done. Gather how a person uh, gets the information that is spoken by the opponent and uses against your opponent itself the same facts that the person just said. You use it against them. So these are skills that we have to develop, and this is how we'll have to prepare ourselves for on the spot topic. But let's say we have not done that, then it is going to be really really hard for us to be prepared for an on the spot topic. Unless otherwise the topic is known to us, then it is going to be really hard. The opponent is going to be all over us. So we have to start now. Now comes the open topic. So this gets easier, but again there needs to be some kind of preparation. So how long do you have before the debate? You have the topic in hand, and how long do you have for the actual debate? So this is something which you can plan. It's like how do you study, right? So plan your time accordingly for your preparation for the debate. Again, start reading and listening to that particular about that particular topic, right? You take notes from whatever information that you gather through reading and listening. This notes is important. You will have to keep developing these notes so that you can use these notes during the debate. Talk to people on the topic. See, this is an exercise in itself. You can, it is a double-edged, not a double-edged. It's positive in both ways. You also get more information when you're talking about this to another person, right? When you actually talk about this particular topic to another person, then you start gaining information from that person. Also, you can gain insight into how your opponents will target your points, right? You say something, and how will your opponent retaliate for the points that you just made? You will get some insights on this by having an opponent uh, during your practice sessions. Talk to anybody who you think have some kind of knowledge in the topic, not to someone who doesn't have any knowledge about the topic, but to someone who you think has enough knowledge, who you can talk to and get something back. Again, fact based information is a must. Verify the facts and source. See, the thing is, lots of time we gather information and we don't know anything about the validity of the source itself. So we may note down facts that may actually be wrong. Okay, so we need to be sure about what is the fact we are talking about, and where did you get the information fact from. So the source is also important. You need to verify that source as well. Okay, and based on these research that you do, right, base your opinion on that, and try and utilize the facts as much as possible. Understanding the dynamics again is important, and again be open to new facts. All right. So, how do we behave? What's the etiquette that we need to follow, right? Debate is something, when you talk about debate, right? Immediately, we forget something which is called the listening side. The other person needs to talk, and you will have to listen. We will have to listen. And this is as important as, as much as we speak, this is as much important as well. How do we do that? It's going to be really hard for us to wait patiently when the other person talks, because we come up with points to uh, retaliate the points that the opponent is making, right? So our brain doesn't wait. So the patience is something which we need to keep um, pushing. So we need to be patient to let the other person finish talking, and then we'll have to retaliate. So while doing that, the technique that you can do is listen and then take notes. Don't just jump into talking immediately. Take notes on what your opponent is saying, just shorthand type of notes, and then be ready with your opposing views on each of those points. That way you build your debate positively. Otherwise, what happens is you don't listen to that person completely and end up saying something and miss out on the entire point that the opponent is making. So, that is something which we need to be extra careful about. Start listening, and while listening, try and take notes, right? And be ready to counter the opposing, viewpoints. That doesn't mean stop listening, right? You'll have to listen completely, and only then you will be able to better debate. And see, no one can be always right. We need to be very clear that the opponent also thinks whatever points he or she is talking about, they believe that they are right. They got this information from somewhere very solid, and they can think so too, right? So one of us between the two is wrong. So we need to give that understanding to ourselves that I might go wrong as well. I might be wrong as well. In that sense, we'll have to understand the opposing point of view from a logical perspective, and then retaliate. Just because I have to win the debate, I can't just force false information and force false facts. I'll have to understand what the opponent is saying, and if that opponent is saying something sensible and logical and based on facts, then it is absolutely vital for us to take that into consideration and then respond accordingly. Okay, and the body language. This is absolutely important, guys. Let's talk about body language. I have a special slide for all of us at the end. See, making your case, that's absolutely vital. So how do you start? How do you do the mid part of your debate, and how do you conclude? All of which are important. You need to have a structure to it. Try and build your case based on this structure, not just on couple of points that you have and then stick to it all the time. You will have to have a proper structure to the whole debate. You will have to have a lot of points to talk about, and then it becomes difficult for the opponent, right? And when somebody in the opponent says a valid point, you can always appreciate them and saying, yeah, that's a good point, but I say this will not work, or this is not right, something like that. See, you need to understand and respect the opponent views as well, right? And you need to be polite but firm, but you can never be rude. Being rude is something which is not allowed in a debate. You need to be polite always, but at the same time, polite but firm. Okay. Listening, there is one more point that I have mentioned here. Listen to understand, not to say something back in return. I hope there is nothing to explain there. You need to listen to understand their point, not to retaliate only. So, pros and cons. So, what are pros and cons? Pros and cons are something that are advantages and disadvantages which you consider carefully so that you can make a sensible decision. All of us know what our pros and cons are, right? So, um, we need to understand both pros and cons about a particular topic, so that when someone is talking or when we are talking, we'll make some sense, right? Um, See, uh, it's absolutely vital for us to understand the topic as a whole, not just one side of it. only the advantages I'll know, only the pros or cons I'll know. That is not going to help. We need to understand both pros and cons, both advantages and disadvantages, and then while making a point will make more sense. People will believe us if we know more about the topic, both the sides of the topic. Unless otherwise we know both, then it'll be one-sided version, which is not a good debate anyways. So what are the do's and don'ts during a debate? Right. Let's go for do's first. Making your speech clear and concise. Talking fast but making it understandable. I'm just reading, so there is nothing to explain here. It's all self understood here. Once you read it, you will understand. Knowing the topic perfectly. Understanding the topic perfectly is something which has to be your main focus once you get the topic. See, what happens is whenever you get a topic, you immediately jump into the part of the topic which you know well, right? There'll be something else added in the topic which you might ignore, right? So the entire topic that is given is important, not just one or two words in the topic. So understand the topic perfectly. Use your body language properly, right? So that is important. Avoid using fillers. Okay, so a debate is when you're trying to make your points. You can't be using fillers and expect the audience or the opponent to not jump in, right? So you need to be sure about how to debate and what are the words to use and try and reduce the fillers. Varying tone and emphasizing phrases or words. Don't get boring. Try to use your tone, tenor, and everything. Try and be as interesting as possible with the topic in hand. So coming to what are the don'ts here? Making up and falsifying facts and evidences. Please don't do it. Never. Disagreeing with decision of the judges. Right. Now, not only in court, even during a debate, you can't disagree with the judges. Being aggressive or offensive. Aggression is something which normally comes to many of us, but we need to keep it under control. There should be a restraint. The aggression should not be physical or should not be offensive in terms of the language that we use, right? Even in our body language, we need to be calm and composed. Interrupting opponents or judges, right? That is never okay. Disagreeing with commonly known facts. Yeah, see, when somebody is saying a fact which is known to everyone, just because that person is on your is your opponent, doesn't mean that you can disagree with a fact that everybody knows. Then if we do that, we'll look like a bunch of jokers. We'll look like stupid people. So let's not do that. All right, my interesting slide is here regarding body language. See, we have it every day in our television, in our news channels. Um, One is how to do or how to have your body language during a debate. The other one, how not to, right? So I don't have to tell you which is how to be and which is how not to be. We all know that for a fact. See, debate is again a professional way, a professional means to communicate. So there is no place for aggression or offensive approach to it. So it has to be professional as much as possible. So I conclude by saying being professional and being prepared. So these are the two aspects which are going to help us in terms of preparing for a debate or giving a debate. Thank you.